my name is Daniel, and last year I built a cabin in the woods. But this year I'm gonna try something new. I'm gonna try to rebuild this old wooden sailboat that I found in a scrapyard. So I've been doing some cleaning, scraping, sanding, oiling, just kind of waiting for inspiration to get started on something. Inspiration came to me, and I'm going to try to build a framing for the aft cabin. Lots of joints that are new to me, so that'd be fun. So made a mock-up here of the doghouse just to get a feel of it and see if I can walk around it. I want to make it as wide as possible in the back, and that gives me just 30 centimeters of deck in there, but yeah, I think this will work. Now, the third thing I need to establish is the height of the sole or the floor, because it would be pretty much the same. Well, it doesn't have to, I guess, but at least I need to know the height of the sole in the cockpit. I guess I could move the engine back and forth a bit, probably towards the bow, because I don't want it in the aft cabin, but it still needs to be cleared on top of it so I can do maintenance under the cockpit, and it won't go up and or down even if I have more space in the front than here. So I need the clearance on top of the engine, and I think that this is a good clearance already. Let's see. That plug is pretty much aligned with this one. It's a bit higher, and that's the highest point in the engine. And when this comes down, it rests on these, so that will give me 20 centimeters more. So 20 centimeters above the highest spark plug. That's pretty good. So that puts the sole of the cockpit here, pretty much where it is. And I can't think of a reason not to put it there. I'm going to think about it some, but for now I'm going to use that height for the sole. So this will be the floor height. You see, I get some space here to do maintenance on the engine underneath the cockpit sole. It's still a bit high though in the aft cabin. I don't need all this storage, so perhaps I'll make some weird drop here. But I can work with this. This is the old height, so I can use that as a reference. Then I need a door step, since the center cockpit could be flooded with water, so I don't want that to kind of come inside the aft cabin through the door. And this is pretty thick. I don't know, what is that, 40 centimeters? And I want to mock that up, because the best thing would be to make a bulkhead that is going all the way and up to that height in one piece, and then do the left or right piece of the door, and then the other side here. So that would be 3 pieces of bulkhead. That would also mean I need posts on this side of the door all the way up, and on this side all the way up, because I need a gap in the roof as well. So then I need a beam here that is divided in 2, and the same thing on top. So I need 2 half beams here attaching to that post that goes here, and that side would pretty much fix itself. Hard to explain, you'll see. grinder. Caramba! Good. Oh, yes it is. Perfetto. So this is not completely finished. You can see it's pretty good scribed. It's just not attached all the way. But to move forward, I need to build a second wall. It goes here, and with all the posts and the carlings and also the beams here, so that will give us a square. But before I can do that, I need to establish where those posts are going in relation with the deck. So we're 30 centimeters from the edge here, which is very, very narrow. That's okay, because you're not going to be there much. And that is supposed to widen a bit here. So you get 30 centimeters there. And if we look here, the original deck was a bit over 40. So I need to establish the whole line here, going from this wall on the aft cabin all the way to the front of the main cabin or the main house, because the front wall is just one point on that line. I need to establish that line for the whole boat. Wait a minute. This means I'm basically following the old shape of the deck, except in the front. So that makes me a bit hesitant. So I'm going to try to move the foremost point to fit the original deck too, because I'm obviously very happy with this, the shape it had in the back. It's just that point. So let's change that and see if I'm going to go all original. Vill du hjälpa till med båten? Du måste vad? Okay, so I got the 4 corners. So I need 1 post here, 1 here, and 1 on the other side of the door. Then I need a beam, upper beam here. I need new deck beam there, new deck beam, carling, upper beam, beam, carling. So let me think about where to start. Pretty confident that these are way too high, so I can cut the posts now. Yeah, it's not going to go higher than this. That's impossible. Let's see if I can explain this next part. First, I'm going to need something to hold the decking. This will be the deck. Goes like that, and I can just attach it there. Then, I'm going to need something to attach the wall to. So that will be a second beam. Now, I don't want the decking to go in here, so I'll probably have to do Go something like that. And this beam has to be higher than the decking, and all this has to be curved or bent. It'll probably be easiest if I make two beams. So the inner one for the wall should be high enough to cover the outer one for the decking. I'll show you. Okay, so new deck beams have a slope that matches the planking. Pretty happy with the position of the posts. Now, last thing would be to mount this and bend it. See how that goes. Får vi se